ain't right within? How you gon' win when you ain't right within? How you gon' win when you ain't right within?
Stay woke, America. Conservative clout chaser, Candace Owens, recently got into a war of words with former Fox News host, Megyn Kelly. We've got the inside story on the real origins of their beef, which actually started months ago. I'm Mika Brzezinski with the host of Morning Joe on the Cartoon News Network, Joe Marlborough.
Months ago, Megyn Kelly hosted one of the owners of The Daily Wire, where Candace Owens works, to address the backlash he received after Candace defended Kanye West and his crazy anti-Semitic comments. The fact that Candace defended Kanye is not surprising, considering their friendship and mutual admiration for Adolf Hitler.
I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine.
Give us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Although them again we will never draw.
But I get that Ye is out there, interview after interview, doubling down, tripling down, saying all the same stuff, and it's costing him financially. Okay, that's America. But it swung back on you guys because Candace is his friend and has defended him and has tried to say she didn't really think he was being anti-Semitic in these comments, and kind of tried to find an angle for him that would help others make sense of this in a way that wouldn't leave you thinking this is a wild anti-Semite. So then, as I understand it, everybody turned to you guys, you and Ben, are like, fire her ass. So it's went from like, Ye needs to lose his Adidas deal to Candace needs to be fired from the Daily Wire. Ben's been outspoken about anti-Semitism, and this is like massively hypocritical for him to only say, I disagree with Candace. They want her to be punished. They want disassociation, cancellation. So do you think have I adequately summed up where we are right now?
Yes, Megyn, you adequately summed up the backlash The Daily Wire received after Candace Owens defended Kanye West, and Candace didn't like it. So, Candace was waiting for the right time and topic to start a feud with a new nemesis, Megyn Kelly.
Vivek Ramaswamy tweeted out the following. The Harvard student groups who co-signed the anti-Israel letter, and it blamed this entire thing on Israel. No quarter for the Israelis. It was 100% pro-Hamas. The Harvard students who signed that are simple fools, but it's not productive for companies to blacklist kids for being members of student groups that make dumb political statements on campus. Colleges are spaces for students to experiment with ideas, and sometimes kids join clubs that endorse boneheadedly wrong ideas. And he says he's against cancel culture and it's bad no matter who practices it. Okay, I weighed in saying, this is your view as a presidential candidate?
Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens butted heads over whether it was appropriate to blacklist Harvard students, whose organizations co-signed a letter blaming Israel for atrocities committed by the Palestinian terrorist organization, Hamas. Bill Ackman, a hedge fund billionaire, enlisted the support of at least a dozen business executives, who have vowed to automatically reject the resumes of students, whose groups are signatories to the letter. Megyn Kelly tweeted, "If they are not persuaded that murdering babies is wrong, there is no persuading them. We don't hire those who do the killing, and we don't hire those who applaud the killers, while the savagery is underway. If you are open to hiring one of these lunatics though, good to know." Candace Owens responded by tweeting, "Oh, stop it. This is incredibly disingenuous, Megyn. You know that many of those students are not out there because they want babies to be murdered. College kids are stupid. I used to be radically pro-choice. Glad I didn't get put on a conservative blacklist for wanting babies murdered. As it turned out, I was just young, and temporarily brainwashed from a public school education, coupled with mainstreamed Hollywood lies, and not because I legitimately wanted to see infants torn from their mothers' wombs." Dr. Thomas Sowell used to be a radical socialist, who ardently supported communism. Thankfully, He wasn't put on a conservative blacklist and accused of being a person who wanted worldwide suffering and starvation, as socialism and communism bring. Students are young and experimenting. You are an adult woman who is advocating for their lives to be permanently pigeonholed because they have the wrong ideas, which are likely being spoon-fed to them in their classrooms.
Now the joy of my world is in Zion.
Owens wrote, "Nothing infuriated me more than watching black neighborhoods be burned to the ground in terroristic fashion during the George Floyd riots. But I would have been a disingenuous fool had I suggested that every college kid who signed a BLM letter of support be put on a list for advocating for terrorism. They were brainwashed and it was obvious. Rather than advocating for them to have their lives ruined, I used my platform to show them the truth. I created a documentary to expose media lies. Education is what conquers ignorance. Many of my former critics are fans now, and virtually nobody is donating to the now bankrupted BLM organization." Megyn Kelly responded, "K. I look forward to seeing them in turn on your show, and your re-education of them. Me? I'll be hiring the ones who saw murdered grandmas, and entire families burned in their homes, and easily identified this as a terrorist attack they would never in a million years defend. Being liberal is not the same as taking to the streets to cheer murdered babies, and blame aid murders on the victims. But you go ahead and hire as many of them as you want, Candace. I'm sure the Daily Wire will love that." Owens responded by writing, "I will again restate that it is unlikely that the majority of the college kids were taking to the streets to explicitly cheer murdered babies. They instead believe they are fighting for some other righteous cause. While misguided, they are in need of education, not blacklists. I would also like to highlight your inherent pettiness and immaturity for tagging the Daily Wire. Megyn, you seem to be taking this personally. I am not attacking you, I am attacking your position that students should be put on blacklists, or that the majority of them are genuinely marching to celebrate the death of grandmas overseas. I just don't think you honestly believe that. Perhaps I am wrong? If you watched my show, you would know that I routinely feature your commentary and refer to it as brilliant. I just patently and vehemently disagree with your take here, which I should be allowed to express, free from you tagging my place of employment." Megyn responded, "Also, I hate to tell you this, but my tagging the Daily Wire didn't out your position. You did that all on your own. Good luck with your future intern program." Owens asked, "So, why exactly are you tagging them? LOL. Would you like a direct contact to management? Help me help you." To which Megyn responded, "Oh no, I haven't. I talked to them just 2 weeks ago, when they asked me to put you on my show, to promote your crime series, and I said sure, I will do you and Candace that favor. Remember?" Candace wrote, "Yes, I do remember. Sorry I couldn't actually make your show in the end. I'm not sure what obscure point you're trying to prove, so I'll just continue being the mature one in this thread by thanking you for your willingness to help us promote a new series." Megyn wrote, "This is how it works, you see. You attack someone who has been nothing but nice to and supportive of you. Then, when that person calls you out, you just keep saying, 'I am the mature one.' Take care, Candace. I wish you well."
I think it's wonderful that she's willing to take them on. I really do. I look forward to the Candace Owens internship program over the Daily Wire, and I have found a bunch of students who she could take on.
Candace Owens wouldn't let Megyn have the last word. She wrote, "People are telling me Megyn Kelly went after me on her show today. Here is my final response to her. In closing, I hope that when I am 52 years old, like she is, and if I am blessed to maintain my platform and reach as she has, I will have gained enough wisdom to recognize that, why don't you hire some Palestinians to intern for you, is not a coherent argument against college blacklists. Nor is tagging someone's place of employment because they disagree with you. It goes without saying that Megyn has flip-flopped on many of her positions over the last 4 years. As Vivek said, in the fullness of time, and when emotions take a back seat, I am certain she, and many others, might appreciate the much more principled approach, to instead calling upon donors to pull their billions in funds from universities, which, at long last seems to be happening. The Kelly vs. Owens dust-up highlights the divide among right-leaning media figures over the appropriate U.S. response to the Israel-Hamas war. Isolationist-leaning voices such as Owens and Tucker Carlson oppose American involvement in a foreign conflict, while Kelly, and one of the owners of The Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, favor a more robust US posture in support of Israel. If you like watching dumb bitches argue, and you've enjoyed watching Megyn Kelly erupt over the miseducation of Candace Owens, then please hit that like button, and subscribe for more.
Now the joy of my world is in Zion.
You might win some, but you just lost one. You might win some, but you just lost one. You might win some, but you just lost one.
Give us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against